take a moment to consider the miracle happening inside your body right now. As you breathe, as your heart beats, as your brain processes these words, trillions of microscopic workers are carrying out an intricate dance of life that makes your existence possible. You are not just one organism, but a complex ecosystem of approximately 37 trillion cells, each with its own specialized role in keeping you alive and functioning. This number, 37 trillion, represents one of the most recent and accurate estimates of cellular abundance in the human body, derived from cutting-edge research published in 2023. These cells come in hundreds of different types, each exquisitely designed for specific functions that range from generating energy to fighting infections, to transmitting the electrical signals that allow you to think and feel. The coordination required to manage this vast cellular community is nothing short of extraordinary. Every second, millions of cells are dying and being replaced, while others are dividing to create new cells. Your red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body, live for about 120 days before being recycled, meaning your body must produce over 2 million new red blood cells every second just to maintain your blood supply. Meanwhile, the cells lining your digestive tract are replaced every few days, and the cells in your liver regenerate so efficiently that your liver can completely rebuild itself in just a few months. This constant regeneration is orchestrated by an intricate communication network that puts the most sophisticated human technology to shame. Your cells communicate through chemical messengers called hormones, neurotransmitters, and cytokines, sending signals that coordinate everything from your immune response to your sleep cycles. When you encounter a threat, whether it's a pathogen or a physical injury, your cells can mobilize a coordinated response that involves multiple organ systems working in perfect harmony. The energy requirements for maintaining this cellular civilization are staggering. Your cells collectively consume energy equivalent to about 100 watts of continuous power. Similar to a bright light bulb that never turns off, this energy comes from the food you eat, which must be broken down into simple molecules that your cells can use as fuel. The process of converting food into cellular energy occurs primarily in tiny structures called mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell. A single cell can contain hundreds or even thousands of mitochondria, and your body contains an estimated 10 million billion of these cellular power plants. Recent research has revealed that the human immune system alone consists of approximately 1.8 trillion cells, representing about 5% of your total body weight. These immune cells patrol your body constantly, distinguishing between your own cells and foreign invaders with remarkable precision. They can remember previous encounters with pathogens, allowing them to mount faster and more effective responses upon re-exposure. This cellular memory is the foundation of how vaccines work, and why you typically only get certain diseases once. The complexity of cellular coordination becomes even more remarkable when you consider that every cell in your body contains essentially the same genetic information. Yet they perform vastly different functions. A brain cell and a muscle cell share the same DNA, but they express different genes and produce different proteins, leading to their specialized roles. This process of cellular differentiation is controlled by intricate genetic switches that determine which genes are turned on or off in each cell type. The invisible world inside you operates on timescales that range from milliseconds to years. Some cellular processes, like the transmission of nerve signals, occur in thousandths of a second, while others, like the complete turnover of your skeletal system, take place over several years. Yet all of these processes must be precisely coordinated to maintain the delicate balance that constitutes health in life. Understanding this cellular ecosystem has profound implications for how we think about health, aging, and disease. Many conditions that we experience as whole body symptoms actually begin with disruptions in cellular function. When cells lose their ability to communicate effectively, divide properly, or maintain their internal structures, the consequences can cascade throughout your entire body. This cellular perspective on health is revolutionizing medicine and opening new avenues for treating diseases at their most fundamental level. The story of your cellular civilization begins with a single cell, the fertilized egg that contained all the genetic information necessary to build your entire body. This remarkable cell, no larger than the period at the end of this sentence, contained the blueprint for creating the trillions of specialized cells that make up your body today. The transformation from this single cell to your current cellular complexity represents one of the most extraordinary processes in the natural world. During the first few weeks of development, that original cell divided repeatedly, with each division creating two identical copies. But as development progressed, something remarkable happened. The cells began to specialize, taking on different roles and functions through a process called differentiation. Some cells became nerve cells, extending long projections that would eventually form your nervous system. Others became muscle cells, developing the contractile proteins that allow movement. Still others became skin cells, forming the protective barrier that shields your internal cellular world from the outside environment. This specialization process is controlled by an intricate system of genetic switches that determine which genes are expressed in each cell type. Despite containing identical DNA, a brain cell and a liver cell produce completely different sets of proteins, leading to their distinct functions. The mechanisms that control this genetic expression are so precise that they can turn genes on or off in response to specific cellular conditions, environmental factors, or developmental signals. The adult human body contains an estimated 200 to 300 distinct cell types, each with its own unique characteristics and functions. Your brain alone contains dozens of different types of neurons, each specialized for specific aspects of information processing. Some neurons are designed to detect light, others to process sound, and still others to control movement or store memories. The diversity of cellular types reflects the extraordinary complexity of functions that your body must perform to maintain life. One of the most remarkable aspects of your cellular ecosystem is its ability to maintain itself through constant renewal. While you might think of your body as a relatively stable structure, the reality is that it's in a constant state of flux. Most of your cells are replaced on a regular schedule, with some cell types turning over every few days, while others last for years or even decades. Red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body, live for about 120 days before being recycled by specialized cells in your spleen and liver. The cells lining your digestive tract are replaced every 3 to 5 days, while skin cells are renewed approximately every 2 to 3 weeks. This constant cellular turnover means that your body is literally rebuilding itself on a continuous basis. The proteins that make up your muscles are replaced every few months, and even your bones are constantly being broken down and rebuilt by specialized cells called osteoclasts and osteoblasts. This process of cellular renewal is so efficient that your entire body is essentially reconstructed from new materials every 7 to 10 years, though some cells, particularly in the brain and heart, may last much longer. The coordination required to manage this constant cellular renewal is orchestrated by an intricate communication network that rivals the complexity of the internet. Your cells communicate through a vast array of chemical signals, including hormones, neurotransmitters, and growth factors. These signaling molecules can travel through your bloodstream to reach distant cells, or they can act locally to coordinate the activities of neighboring cells. The precision of this communication system is remarkable, allowing your body to respond to changes in your environment, maintain homeostasis, and coordinate complex behaviors. The energy requirements for maintaining your cellular civilization are enormous. Your cells collectively consume energy at a rate of about 100 watts, equivalent to a bright light bulb that never turns off. This energy comes from the food you eat, which must be broken down into simple molecules that your cells can use as fuel. The primary energy currency of your cells is a molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is produced primarily in the mitochondria through a process called cellular respiration. Mitochondria are among the most fascinating structures in your cells. These tiny organelles, often called the powerhouses of the cell, are actually the descendants of ancient bacteria that were engulfed by early eukaryotic cells billions of years ago. This evolutionary partnership has been so successful that mitochondria are now essential components of virtually all animal cells. A single cell can contain hundreds or even thousands of mitochondria, and your body contains an estimated 10 million billion of these cellular power plants. The relationship between your cells and their mitochondria illustrates a fundamental principle of cellular biology: cooperation and interdependence. Mitochondria have their own DNA, distinct from the DNA in your cell nuclei, and they reproduce independently within your cells. Yet they are completely dependent on your cells for survival, just as your cells are dependent on mitochondria for energy production. This mutual dependence has led to an intricate system of communication and coordination between mitochondria and the rest of the cell. Your immune system represents perhaps the most sophisticated example of cellular coordination in your body. Consisting of approximately 1.8 trillion cells, your immune system is like a highly trained army that defends your body against pathogens, cancerous cells, and other threats. The diversity of immune cell types is remarkable, with each type specialized for specific aspects of immune defense. B cells produce antibodies that can bind to specific pathogens, while T cells can directly kill infected cells or coordinate immune responses. Macrophages engulf and digest cellular debris and pathogens, while dendritic cells present pieces of pathogens to other immune cells to initiate targeted responses. The immune system's ability to distinguish between your own cells and foreign invaders is based on a complex system of molecular recognition. Every cell in your body displays molecular markers on its surface that identify it as self, while foreign cells display different markers that mark them as non-self. This recognition system is so precise that it can detect even subtle differences between your cells and those of other individuals, which is why organ transplants require careful matching and immunosuppressive drugs. One of the most remarkable features of your immune system is its ability to remember previous encounters with pathogens. When your immune cells encounter a pathogen for the first time, they not only mount an immediate response, but also create memory cells that can recognize the same pathogen if it's encountered again. These memory cells can survive for years or even decades, providing long-lasting immunity against specific diseases. This cellular memory is the foundation of vaccination, which works by exposing your immune system to harmless versions of pathogens to create protective memory cells. The nervous system represents another extraordinary example of cellular specialization and coordination. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of other neurons through structures called synapses. The total number of synaptic connections in your brain is estimated to be around 100 trillion, creating a network of staggering complexity. These connections allow your brain to process information, store memories, and generate the conscious experiences that define your mental life. Neurons are among the most specialized cells in your body, with structures perfectly adapted for their role in information processing. They have long projections called axons that can extend for several feet, allowing them to transmit signals across long distances within your body. The speed at which these signals travel can reach up to 120 meters per second, faster than most highway speed limits. The precision of neural communication is remarkable, with each neuron able to modulate its activity in response to the complex patterns of signals it receives from other neurons. The coordination between different organ systems in your body represents a masterpiece of cellular cooperation. Your cardiovascular system, consisting of your heart and blood vessels, works in perfect harmony with your respiratory system to deliver oxygen to every cell in your body. Your digestive system breaks down food into nutrients that can be absorbed and distributed to cells throughout your body, while your excretory system removes waste products generated by cellular metabolism. The hormonal system provides another layer of cellular coordination, with specialized cells in your endocrine glands producing chemical messengers that regulate the activities of cells throughout your body. Insulin produced by cells in your pancreas regulates how your cells use glucose for energy. Growth hormone, produced by your pituitary gland, controls the rate at which your cells grow and divide. Thyroid hormones regulate your metabolic rate, determining how quickly your cells consume energy and carry out their functions. The process of cellular aging represents one of the most fundamental aspects of your cellular ecosystem. As your cells divide and function over time, they accumulate damage to their DNA, proteins, and other cellular structures. This damage is caused by various factors, including normal metabolic processes, environmental toxins, and radiation. Your cells have sophisticated repair mechanisms that can fix most types of damage, but these repair systems become less efficient over time, leading to the accumulation of cellular damage that we recognize as aging. Recent research has revealed that cellular aging is not just a passive process of damage accumulation, but involves active changes in cellular behavior. Some cells enter a state called senescence, where they stop dividing but continue to produce inflammatory signals that can affect neighboring cells. The accumulation of senescent cells is thought to contribute to many age-related diseases, and scientists are now developing therapies that target these cells to potentially slow the aging process. The study of cellular biology has profound implications for understanding and treating disease. Many diseases that we experience as whole-body symptoms actually begin with disruptions in cellular function. Cancer, for example, occurs when cells lose their normal growth controls and begin dividing uncontrollably. Heart disease often begins with damage to the cells lining blood vessels, while diabetes involves problems with the cells that produce insulin or respond to it. Understanding cellular function has led to revolutionary advances in medicine, including the development of targeted therapies that can correct specific cellular defects. Gene therapy approaches aim to fix or replace defective genes in cells, while stem cell therapies use the body's own cellular renewal mechanisms to repair damaged tissues. The field of regenerative medicine is exploring ways to harness the natural healing and renewal capabilities of cells to treat conditions that were previously considered incurable. The invisible world inside you represents one of the most remarkable achievements of evolution, a cellular civilization that has been refined over billions of years to achieve extraordinary levels of complexity and coordination. Every moment of your life depends on the precise orchestration of trillions of cellular workers, each carrying out their specialized roles in the grand symphony of life. Understanding the cellular ecosystem not only deepens our appreciation for the miracle of life, but also opens new possibilities for maintaining health and treating disease at the most fundamental level.